of volleyball to the court, in particular with his serve. You'll see some sky balls, or expect to see some sky balls serving from him, where he just smashes the ball as high as he can into the night sky with as much spin on it as possible. And Ranghieri is very much the man who likes to get the blocks and the attacking done at the front of the court. So it's Italy versus Austria for the title here at the Qatar Open, and it's Carambula to get us underway in textbook fashion with the sky ball straight away. It's well kept alive as well by the Italian, but the move off the net just caught Ranghieri by surprise, maybe. Incidentally, the Austrians said they can improve despite that win in the semi-finals. Not always easy when you're playing against someone who is injured. And they have absolutely nothing to lose in this showpiece event. Italians are red-hot favourites, seeded 7th for this tournament. Austrians seeded 21st. As I say, their last semi-final appearance before today was at The Hague Grand Slam in 2013. They struggled through 2015. It was Huber who had a oblique injury throughout the year. And so they just struggled to really get a rhythm going there, but they've certainly found their rhythm in 2016. They reached the last 16 of the Quiche Island Open a couple of weeks ago. When you're talking about form, it's the Italians who are looking great right now, although that's a bit of an error from Carambula, and maybe a few nerves from them. They've only ever won one title together. That was Antalya Open last year. Although Ranghieri claimed 2 titles, he also won the Lucerne Open in 2015 with Caminati.
5-9 to 3.
But they've been impressive. 8 out of their last 9. Well, in their last 8 tournaments, they've finished 9th or better. And here they are in another final. Another sky ball from Carambula. Going up for this one, Seidl. That's intelligent play. Just nudging it away from the net player. Seidl, the younger of the two in terms of the Austrians. He's 26 years of age, Huber 30. But has played the majority of his volleyball with Huber. As Ranghieri just shows what he's all about. Nice high set. Dispatched with ease and confidence from Ranghieri. That'll maybe settle him down a little. 6'6" tall. The tallest player on this court by 3 inches. Alexander Huber, the smallest, at just 5'11", and here he is now, doing a good job, showing that you don't have to be that tall to play excellent volleyball. Ranghieri setting this one up for Carambula. It's a long way back, though, so comfortable to defend for Huber, but now the Italians have the chance to finish it off. That's a brilliant reaction, but I'm afraid it's 4 hits for the Austrians, and the best rally of the match so far. It is the Italians who win it. Excellent defensive work. They just needing to stop for a second. The line just needed to be put back. So it's Ranghieri to serve. Nice high set. Huber out to instead set up Seidl. And now Huber. Good dummy there. The Italians were expecting it to be Seidl to go big. He is the man who usually attacks. Of course, he's the taller of the two. Sold Ranghieri the dummy, and it worked to perfection. Huber with the big, wide open space to hit into. It was lovely to see at the end of the semi-final the delight on the face, particularly of Huber. He's had to wait a long time for this sort of opportunity in an FIVB World Tour event. And he's making the most of the opportunity right now as the Austrians go up 6-4. Got some leap on him, hasn't he? For a player just 5'11". Did win a challenger event in Cagliari a fair while ago with Gosh. Alexander Huber. But this is the biggest match of his life, as it is for Seidl, who does well to keep this point going. It was a good strike as well by Huber. Now Carambula. Another long rally, but it's put wide by Seidl. A little bit of frustration shown by the 26-year-old. Just hitting around the side of the ball. Just got a little too much of it as it swung wide. What's Carambula going to do this time? Makes it simple, dipping it down low. He is an excellent server. He's known for his skyball serve, is Carambula, but he's also got a pretty mean standard serve. Certainly won the most points on his own serve in the semi-final, where they had that excellent win over the Polish pair of Wozniak and Kantor. Third time that they've beaten the Polish team. That's an epic hit, though, by Seidl. Monstrous spike.
8-5. 1 point to switch.
Well, you would have thought they may be a little nervous coming into this one, the Austrians, but not showing any nerves right now, just enjoying themselves. And Italy have called a timeout just to underline how much the opening phases of this encounter have gone the way of the Austrian team. They lost their opening round match here to Philippe and Alvaro, or Victor and Alvaro, which was expected, but they had a terrific win in their third pool match against Hayden and Vaughan, who were the American 5th seeds here. And from there, really, they've never looked back. They beat 2 qualifiers in the last 16 and the last 8 of the tournament. Polish qualifiers in the last 8, Brill and QATAR, and Australian qualifiers in the last 16, and Durant and Soderberg. And then, of course, upset the defending champions, Bochum and Flugen, albeit Flugen carrying that knee injury. So they can just go out there and enjoy themselves. They've enjoyed the opening phase of this encounter. Much work to be done from the Italian team, who are unbeaten here in Doha. So it will be Seidl 8-5 up with the serve down the middle. Here's Carambula looking to try and put this one away, just about. Is able to get it away from the claws of Huber, and just about keeps it in the court too, squeezing it down the line. Wasn't that much room there, especially with the net cord. Carambula just wanting to, in fact, they got it wrong. It was actually Ranghieri to serve. Well, maybe they are a little bit phased by what's going on right now. It's a shell-shocked start, and that serve not helping the situation. They have dropped just the one set so far, and that was in their second pool match against an Austrian pairing of Petucci and Winter. I beg your pardon. The Italians have dropped 3 sets. Nice high set for Seidl here. So they've had some battles. Huber doing well to get that one back in play. Up for Ranghieri. Excellent block at the front of the court from Seidl. Now Carambula. More of a delicate touch. And that one's just wide. Lively point. It's one, though, that the Italian team wins. Yeah, the Italians dropped the opening set of their final pool game against Bochum and Flugen, but came back to win it. They also dropped the opening set of their last 16 encounter against the Belgian pairing of Kilkelrekeren and Van Vola. Winning both of those matches, incidentally, 15-11. Both by identical scores in terms of the first 2 sets as well. Here comes Huber. Straight to Carambula, and these rallies are going longer and longer. The defense is quite brilliant from both pairs. Ranghieri, though, should finish it off, and does. Clinical from the 6'6" tall man. But look at that, diving everywhere, Huber. That's a great dig. But they were left a little exposed by the angle shot from Ranghieri. And after 3 points in a row for Italy, it's Austria who call a timeout. Again, just looking to stop the momentum of their opponents, but it's been an excellent start to this final. Plenty of long rallies, Plenty of quality. A very tight encounter too. Starting them young, of course. Why not? Doesn't draw the biggest crowds, the Qatar Open. For those that do come, really do enjoy it if you are nearby. For next year, perhaps. You often get free entry. And they do put on a show here. Some food stalls, a lot of other bits for the fans. It's a wonderful stadium. A little bit of added excitement, the fact that it's played through the day and then into the night. Of course, that's how the Olympics will be this year in Rio. It's a great experience for all the pairs who play this event. Here comes Huber. Oh, that's a monstrous strike. Well, he may be on the small side, Huber, but he packs a punch. Got a good run up to this one and slaps it down. No chance this time for Ranghieri. Comfortably bouncing inside the back line. Ranghieri just almost trying to outdo Huber with power, and that drops just wide. Net cord carrying it wide. The Italians yet to take the lead, incidentally, today. Are they going to just edge in front before the first technical timeout, or the only technical timeout? Ranghieri. Nice dipping spike on that occasion from Seidl. It's a clever spike, this one. Lots of control on it, not going for pace, just putting it over the fingertips of the 6'6" Ranghieri. And it is the Austrians who lead 11-10 as they go to the sit down at this technical timeout.
3, 2, 1.
Well, it's an incredible story, really. Adriana Carambula, who's born in Uruguay. The fans have a bit of fun with the slow motion Mexican wave. But yeah, Carambula then spent a lot of his time in the domestic leagues of America. Was very much an unknown quantity before teaming up with Ranghieri in 2015, and they haven't really looked back since then. Surprised a number of teams last year, and I think everyone knows about them now, so it wasn't that much of a surprise when they finished fourth at the Vitoria Open at the start of 2016, and now here they are in just their second final. Of course, the Antalya Open was in October last year, so they're a team who have got used to winning, as that one drifts just long. And Austria re-established the two-point cushion. This event, and it's that's brilliant from Ranghieri. Being made to work, though, to put the ball away. First one against most teams would have been enough, but it came back, and he was on his toes and ready to fire another spike away. And here we go, then another sky ball. That's a brilliant sky ball as well. Had a bit of swerve on it, but Huber keeps his cool and is right underneath it. And then not only is he able to get underneath the serve, he's able to finish the point off as well. Going in between the spread defense of Ranghieri. Yeah, this tournament has only been going since 2014. As Ranghieri nearly kills Seidl, and you have to say that was well caught. Talked about him being one of the best in the business at hitting a spike, Ranghieri. He can certainly hit it harder than anyone else. No blocker in place. He did well to protect himself there and to catch the ball between the elbows. Oh, that's excellent from Ranghieri. Talking about how he can attack, but showing his defense there too. Didn't look like he could get there. Diving dig almost behind him, then pirouette and spike it down. showing every facet of his game in just a couple of motions. And there is Huber to set up for Seidl. It's powerful, but it's wide.
Outside.
And all of a sudden, just those couple of excellent points from Ranghieri has just swung the momentum to the Italians. The Austrians know exactly what they're up against now. They had to save 2 set points in their semi-final, in their first set against the Polish pair, did Ranghieri and Carambula, as they try and keep this one going.
40-ball switch.
Yeah, every time I've tried to say this tournament's been going since 2014, been interrupted by fine play. What I've been meaning to say is that this tournament's been run by German pairings for the first 2 years, but for the first time ever, it's not going to be won by a German team in 2016. Either Italy or Austria. Here we go then. Huber with the serve, straight to Carambula. It was just a little set, wasn't it, from Ranghieri. Carambula alert to where the opposition were here, just slapping it to the side. The off-speed hit is from Seidl. And Carambula read it, and Ranghieri just munches it up, doesn't he? I've got to say, that's excellent play from Carambula. The fact to get there, and then the control shown just to hit it back in the direction perfectly to his teammate. Nice high set this time from Huber. Another off-speed hit down the line from Seidl. A little too close from Seidl. Huber looking a little frustrated with his partner there. Excellent defense, though, from Carambula. But the set here, or the dig at least, was too close to the net for Huber. Huber for Seidl, and this time he's got it right. Stops the run of points for the Italians. But they're looking good now in this opening set, having trailed for the majority of it. 17-15 up. It's a huge high set. It's a real battle. Play can continue, though. And Ranghieri had clearly just lost his bearings. He expected Ranghieri to win that. He's got 3 inches on Seidl. It came down the Italian side. Set wasn't the best, though, from Carambula. Ranghieri with the set. Carambula just clips the line. Both the Austrian players here looking very closely at this one. It was mightily close. I think the line judges got it right. Couldn't be much closer. Huber. Up nice and high for Seidl, but all over the net is Ranghieri with a magnificent block. And it's the Italians who lead 19-16. And all of a sudden, it feels like a long way back now for both Huber and Seidl.
19-16,
towering influence, though, isn't he? So tough to get past those long arms of Ranghieri. Huber with the set for Seidl. He's like the off-speed hits so far, and that's a nice angle from Seidl this time. It's tough to go big and hit hard when you've got Ranghieri in front of you. It's likely to cannon off his hands for a block kill. Huber then down the middle. Carambula underneath it. Ranghieri setting it up. That's an excellent block, but they've somehow found a way to get the ball back over the net, the Italian team. Now Huber. Carambula with the chance, and that's beautifully done. Excellent control on the spike. And they kept their cool, didn't they? Bit of juggling between the two of them, right close at the net. So it's 3 set points. Carambula to serve. Seidl underneath it. Huber goes long, and it's out. And that means it's first set to Italy. And having struggled and trailed early on in it and been 3 points down a couple of times, it is the Italian team of Ranghieri and Carambula who have taken the opening set, 21 points to 60. See there the replay. Going out the back. In fact, it was 21-70 in that opening set. So they're a set away from claiming their second FIVB World Tour title together. Of course, they won Antalya in October last year. Ranghieri won the Lucerne Open earlier on in the year with Caminati. Ranghieri a little more experienced than Carambula. He's played 40 tournaments before this one compared to Carambula, who'd only played 14 FIVB sanction events. He's won almost double the amount of prize money than his partner Ranghieri, so he is certainly the leader in that team. But that's not to take anything away from the contribution that is shown by Adrian Carambula. Crowd really getting into it here now. It's party time in Doha. Are we going to see a reaction from the Austrians? We just got a little outclassed towards the back end of that opening set, but they've done well to keep this point going. Seidl. But he touches the net, I think, there. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. It actually touches the pole. Which means, of course, it's an automatic point for the Italians. What a sky ball that is. But at the moment, I think a lot of the players are expecting that sky ball and have probably practiced how to deal with it. But it does give your opponents a different look. Clearly put them off slightly for that one. Well left by Carambula. I think he could have got there, but it did just drift wide. Another huge sky ball from Carambula. Huber, Seidl. That's tidy volleyball. Seeing where the space was, and just nudging it over the top of Ranghieri. Ranghieri, that's something he can do. That's the danger for Austria if they do serve to Carambula. You're never sure that Italy are just going to take 2 hits or one. Not one, I should say, 2 hits or 3. And they can mix it up like that quickly and catch you by surprise. Whereas if you do serve to Ranghieri, you almost know it's going to be the 3rd strike that you can get used to and get position for. Just about getting it away from Ranghieri there. Got fingertips to it. Good call from Ranghieri. May have picked that one up. Out. It was left by Carambula. Always tough to read, particularly with those clever serves, as to whether or not they're going to dip in the court. This one's going to land in, and pretty close to the net as well. It's difficult. Sky ball really working well on that occasion for Carambula, but Ranghieri couldn't steal the point at the front of the court. So as they change ends, it's Italy who lead 4-3. Carambula underneath it. He goes big this time. Very nearly Seidl gets the block, but it cannons off his arms into the net. So side out for Italy. Ranghieri goes down the line with the serve. Up goes Seidl. Time to wind up, but well, he actually gets a deflection off Ranghieri here. Thought he may well have just missed this one. You can clearly see there, brushing off the side of the arm from Ranghieri. Wasn't a lot of space down the line, but he found it. Ranghieri, well, that's the tactic I was talking about in terms of where you can just set it up Carambula putting it in the right space here, which means he's got two options, Ranghieri here. He can either go for the set towards Carambula, or he can just swivel and hit hard. Opted for the second option and did it to near perfection. That's clinical play though from the Austrians. They're fighting hard. I have to say, body language-wise, they haven't dipped since losing that opening set. Cheeky little short one that dips down low. Ranghieri now up for Carambula, but it's wide. It's very close to getting a hit there off Seidl. Huber was in place, expecting the angle. Look how he moved towards it, and maybe that just put off Carambula. Meant that he had to go for more than he needed to. And that's out the back as well, so a couple of mistakes from the Italians. And all of a sudden, it's Seidl and Huber who lead. I think quite a few in this stadium were maybe expecting the Italians just to move away from the Austrians, having come back in that first set, but they're clearly rattled a little here, the Italians, as Austria win another point on serve. Must have 4 points in a row. Great accuracy. Look at that, right into the corner.
Alexander Uber to serve. 8-6.
Huber then to serve, dipping it down low. Carambula underneath it. Can he put this one away? Yes, he can. That was not going to come back. A bit of frustration taken out on the ball here from the 28-year-old Italian. Down the line, hit hard, knifed into the floor. I can't tell you what that means, but the Italians will know. Huber, excellent block though from Ranghieri. Doesn't exactly have to make himself big, does he? He's 6'6" giant, but he knew exactly where Huber was going to go, straight into the forearm. Excellent block kill. And Italy a level again, having had that mini blip. And looking to win another point here. That's very close to the net, and Seidl's got that one wrong. Just trying to delicately touch it over the net. Going for the cute little dink here. Undercooked it. Knows that you just can't afford those types of mistakes against the quality of opposition like these Italians. As Ranghieri serves into the net. Floating it down the middle. And then that's into the net from Ranghieri.
By Seidl.
I think Ranghieri is just being told there by Carambula just to calm down a little. I think he was wanting the ball back. Making a few errors though, the Italians. As much as we've seen some brilliant expansive volleyball, we've also seen a few bits that haven't been great. But it's wide from the Austrians, who really had the chance to steal that point. Seidl doing brilliantly well just to keep that alive. Huber put it in a position for Seidl to finish it off. It was an excellent diving dig from Huber. Seidl, I think that expression tells the story. Now Huber, well, that's clever. Great awareness, excellent dink. It's the technical timeout. Again, just like the first set, it's the Austrians who lead by a point. Can they see this one through, though? That's the question. Of course, after this week, the tournament and the FIVB World Tour moves to the Xiamen Open in China. 12th of April, that one starts. And that was the tournament that Huber and Seidl had their best performance in 2015, reached the fifth round then, reached the quarterfinals. And what was a disappointing year really in truth. They did win a zonal tour title in Linz. Other than that though, it was a fairly sparse 2015 for the Austrians. You can tell they know each other's game well. They're good friends off the court, which has to happen when you play for 7 years as a team together. Been going since 2009. Of course, the Italians have only been playing since the early parts of 2015. They formed a quick bond, although they didn't show it there. Not seen too many errors like that one from Carambula. Routine stuff. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Just Carambula being the serve had a bit more swerve than from what it looks like from my angle. Carambula, though, makes up for it on the next ball. It's difficult psychology to get into when you know you're the favourites and expected to win. Trying to get the balance of getting the right amount of pressure on yourself. As I say, even though they are strong favourites for this, the Italians have only won just the one other title before, and they've only ever been in one other final. So you can hardly call them experienced. Wasn't the best of receptions there from Huber. And then trying to make up for it, pushes the spike wide. Not wide by much. Could be a significant miss though, 12 all. I feel the Austrians need to stay in front as Seidl fires one into the net. It's been quite an error-strewn final. As I say, we've seen a fair amount of quality from both teams, but maybe the nerves of the situation at times getting to both sets of players. Certainly in this second set anyway. First set was won by quality, and the back end of it by the Italians.
And I think it's a good idea.
In terms of career earnings, Alexander Huber, $103,000 US. Robin Seidl a little less, but he is of course 4 years younger, $86,000 US. But even if they do go on to lose this final, they'll look back on this tournament as a real step in the right direction, the Austrian side. Coming in as 21st seeds, and especially when they lost that first match this week, they certainly wouldn't have been expecting to be playing in the showpiece event. But here they are. But they've got work to do to turn it around. A set down and 13-12 down, and now 14-12 down. Real slice of luck for Ranghieri. That's a mean net cord. It will go down. There's a service ace as far as the stats are concerned. And it's a 2-point cushion for the first time in this set for the Italians. Will they do what they did in the opening set and just wheel away? It looks like that. Ranghieri's raised his game again. Interesting block, this one. It's almost like he had time. He was about a metre or so away from the net. Either way, got some part of his arm on it to deflect it into the open court, and that's a good serve as well. Huber. He's got some work to do himself. He's a good 2-3 meters away from the net, but that's wonderful control just to dink it down short. Look at that. Rushing up the back of the ball to make the ball just dip down and take the speed off it. And the Austrian team stop the rod for now. Seidl to serve. It's a low one. Carambula is underneath it, and that was a double hit or a lift from Ranghieri. Floated in to Carambula. Monstrous hit though from Ranghieri. I have to say it's quite brave just to try and go up and block against him when he's got time to wind up like that. Got a run up and got plenty of power behind the spike. Huber, fair way away. Ranghieri backs off, and it's a good decision. Carambula, wonderfully, just with the dig into the open space. Exceptional beach volleyball from the Italians. And they're on their way. 17-14. It looks like they're on their way. Stranger things have happened, though. Are we going to get a comeback? Carambula, though, now reading everything the Austrians are doing. And the ball hits the pole. And it's another point for the Italians, and they are edging ever closer to their second title together. Maybe not being at their brilliant best at the start of each set, but when it has got to the business end of the sets, they have raised their game and looked a class act. Huber. And that's class from him, though. They will be well aware that the Italians aren't the most experienced of teams at this level in finals. They'll want to make their opponents win it. They'll know that they could, well, feel some nerves as the finish line becomes clearer. Ranghieri. Carambula. It's wide. Back to 2 points.
1 point to switch. 16-18.
Big point in this one, then. Well, if the Austrians can steal it, then momentum is theirs. And they would be right back in this second set. Carambula, though, looking to get the job done here, but Huber's underneath it. Now Huber, a chance to wind up and go big, but he goes big into the net. And it's another point to the Italians. And they're now 2 points away as they change ends. Didn't get up in time, really, there, Huber. And I think that reaction tells its own story. Knows that really, with the score as it is, you can't afford errors like that one. Ranghieri going conservative down the middle. Seidl, nick off the net. Goes the way of the Austrians.
17-19.
Big net called this one. Could easily have come back on the Austrian side. Ranghieri was pouncing for the block. Back to 2 points in it. Seidl just taking his time. Huber signalling what he would like. Ranghieri, Carambula. Heavy dink, Huber's underneath it, so Austria with a chance now to win this point. Carambula, though, as ever, is always there. Off the net, that helps out the Austrians. Now Seidl, clever. Great awareness from the Austrian. The Italians just questioning each other here. Beautiful little lob with the spike, though. 19-18. This second set has got very tasty all of a sudden. As a timeout is called. Interesting, the body language shown there. A little shake of the head from Ranghieri. And as we saw in the, if you were with me for the opening, well, the second semi-final, I should say, Ranghieri was very pumped for it, very animated. Lots of shouting, lots of positivity. It hasn't quite been the same in the final. A little shake of the head there. You can tell that he's maybe feeling the pressure and feeling the nerves of trying to close this match out. Got themselves in a winning position.
19-19.
Little hug by them. Know that they're in this together. Seidl then. What can he do? To Ranghieri, it's not the best of digs, and it's straight into the net, and it's 19-all. Just feel Ranghieri right now is feeling the pressure. It's amazing what the finish line can do to players in any sport. When you know you're near the finish and near closing out a big title. Carambula finds the court, they needed that. At the moment, you just feel he is dealing with the nerves a little better than his partner. And it's match point. Seidl underneath it. Huber with the set. There's the block kill from Ranghieri. And they've done it. Italy are the Qatar Open champions. You have to say they're deserved champions. Unbeaten in this year's event. They win a second World Tour title together after winning in Atlanta last year. They have have defeated Alexander Huber and Robin Seidl 21-17, 21-19, and what was an entertaining final, particularly the second set. Valiant effort by the Austrians. I'm sure at the start of the week they would have bitten your hand off if you said they would be runners-up at this event. Seeded 21st for it. They've certainly brought a lot of joy to a lot of the fans here throughout the week. But I'm afraid they'll have to settle for the silver medal because it's gold to Ranghieri and Carambula. And you have to say, even though they looked a little nervous in that second set, they were able to get the job done and over the finish line. They're a dynamic duo, really. Both players add something different to the team. Ranghieri is the player who really likes to hit hard and get the blocks in. Carambula is the one who's almost a bit of a brawler, you'd say. Seems to cover the whole of the court, diving around left, right, and centre. Plays an exciting brand of beach volleyball, especially with the sky ball serve as well. And it also just gets them into a better position in the road to Rio. And currently 11th on the leaderboard. They're looking good to qualify for Rio, certainly. You'd have to say on a performance like that, who knows, maybe they can become Olympic champions, but they are the Qatar Open champions. Now we're going to cross to Jeremy, who's down with them at the moment.
Open gold medalist. Alex, you seem to get better and better as the week went on, and a fantastic way to finish the week and round things off.
Yeah, we were just having fun. It's like, it was hard. We've been through a little bit like important moments that we solved, and we just play our best. We play great every single game, and we bring 500 points for the Olympic ranking. Really good. I'm really happy. Thank you.
And it's a very, very big year for beach volleyball this year. 2016 Olympic year. How important is it to have a start like this to carry on into the European part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge victory for us. I think it puts us right in the Olympics, I think, with this result. So, yeah, I just want to actually thank my coaches, my friends, everybody that supports us. Helps a lot, and we're really happy about it.
And where to next?
I think we're going to China next week, then back to...
We're going to China like in a couple hours.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right.
To say thank you to my team manager that it's home.
Yeah, yeah, China, then back to Rome to prepare for the bigger tournaments, which is the Grand Slam in Moscow.
It's been fantastic watching you. Congratulations on your win. Go and enjoy your celebration.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Very happy, aren't they, those two? And you can understand why. Although they haven't got too much time to celebrate. Moving off to China in the Xiamen Open, which begins on the 12th of April. But that is the Italians who are the champions here in Qatar. A few moments' time, in a while, we will have the ceremony for you. But right now, we're going to just show you some highlights. It's Ranghieri and Carambula, though, who are the gold medal winners here in Qatar. And these are the highlights. That is one of the special serves, isn't it? The sky ball, so to speak, from Carambula. And this is how they were able to win the gold. They started slowly, in truth, really, in both sets. It was the Austrian pair who got out to a bit of a lead in the first set. And they were almost identical sets with how they played out. The Italians just slowly coming back into it before the technical timeout. And these were some really entertaining points for the crowd here in Doha. Something for everyone to enjoy. Of course, Carambula was born in Montevideo in Uruguay, but now lives in Rome, as does Ranghieri. He lives in Rome as well. He's certainly an adopted Italian. And both players really contributing. You couldn't really say who played the better volleyball between them. And look at the effort going in from both of them. They chased absolutely everything, but you could see it was 14-all. But just when it got tight and close, the Italians were able to raise their game and certainly probably played their best volleyball so far this week. They said they were playing about 70% of what they wanted to play in the pool stages. And that spelled danger because they won all their pool matches, albeit 2 of them in 3-setters. But then they have brought their best volleyball when it mattered the most. And in the crucial parts of the set. Both players able to attack, although Ranghieri known more for his aggressive front court play. You have to give credit to the Austrians. They've had a brilliant tournament. They've not been in the semi-final for 3 years. So just by reaching the semis here, they've done, well, more than anyone thought they would do. And then, of course, getting to the final. And they didn't disappoint in terms of the final. They can be very proud of their efforts. It certainly wasn't a whitewash. They asked a number of questions of the Italian team. Just a few errors at significant moments, that being one of them from Huber. And then as the Italians closed in on victory, it got a little tight, didn't it? And a little nervy. This one of the best rallies of the match. Huber and Seidl fighting so hard, and then Seidl finishing the magnificent point off to get back to 19-18. And you just thought, particularly at 19-all, this one could go the distance into a third set as Italy were wobbling. But Ranghieri with his textbook block kill to finish the match off and to claim the gold medal.